What's going on, everybody? My name is Cole, aka Trans Spirit Indigo. I'm a soul having a human experience, and I'm transgender. What's going on? All right. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for watching, liking. I appreciate all the love. I'm trying to get messages out into the universe, out to you. I'm trying to communicate videos of experiences growing up transgender and also spiritual awakenings. So let's get into this video right now. I haven't talked about this in a while, but I want to talk to you about food. Okay, so what do you eat? What do I eat? I have been a plant-based vegan for the past couple of years until the whole pandemic started and I went vegetarian. And let me tell you, it was not a good idea for me. Every body type is different. For me, eating dairy is not good. Technically, I don't think dairy is really good for anyone. I think indeed dairy is scary, and I do believe it can cause cancer. The mucus building just, ugh. But I know a lot of people would be pissed off about that because cheese is delicious. But that's just the way I feel. I am not somebody, though, that is gonna push any kind of diet or lifestyle onto anyone. I wouldn't want anyone to do that to me, so I'm not gonna do it to anyone else. And plus, I do believe that people's body types are different. Being a vegan doesn't work for everyone. Being a vegetarian doesn't work for one, just as being a carnivore doesn't work for everyone. And I want to tell y'all, sorry about the loud noise. I'm really close to the highway. So, like I was saying, I had been a plant-based vegan for a while, and I've been vegetarian now for 4 months, pretty much when the pandemic went nuts. I was pretty stressed, and I was in a new living situation. I was actually traveling, and you know, I just kind of ate some pizza one day and then found myself eating cheese again. So I'm currently trying to wean back off of the cheese and be strictly plant-based. But plant-based vegan has been the very best for me, personally. I have never felt more healthy. Just everything about it has been fantastic. It can be difficult to find food when you're out and about, but you work your way around it. You find ways. I will say this, I do have an advantage. I'm a cook. I used to cook in restaurants for a living. I am not a chef, but I've been a prep cook, which means I have a lot of experience with knife skills. I know how to chop and dice certain vegetables and fruits and how to prepare them. And so it's extremely easy for me to whip up something real quick from whole foods, plants, vegetables, fruits, and I'm really grateful for that because I realize that not everybody has cooked for hours and hours on end, and 8-hour shifts, and you're just cutting things and prepping things. Your hands get used to things, you learn things. So I understand that not everybody has had that advantage, but I do highly recommend watching cooking videos and just getting used to it. Like, for instance, I gotta throw out there, this is not a how-to cooking video, but like if you're chopping something, you wanna curl your fingers underneath and put your thumb in when you go to chop. Otherwise, you could cut your fingers off, okay? Basic cooking stuff be great to look up, and just especially how to cut certain things, because that's saved me a lot of time prepping food, cooking food. When you're dealing with a lot of whole plants, when you're not just popping things out of cans. You want to eat things that are living because you're living and you are what you eat. It's really that simple. And I didn't think about this when I was younger, but it all started to make more sense. And let me tell you, I can feel a difference. I used to live off of fast food and frozen pizzas, and that was it. Like, I'd go weeks and weeks and weeks. I'd go months and not have fruits or vegetables. Shoot, I probably went years at one point. And I eventually became morbidly obese, like 100 pounds overweight. I've also been 50 pounds underweight as a teenager. So I've kind of been all across the board. So I know what different weights feel like. And being that big felt awful. I mean, of course, especially after experiencing being very tiny. And now I'm like, just kind of like medium. But, it's just this light, amazing, clean feeling when you're mainly eating plant-based. And I'd imagine that even if you do eat meat, I would recommend, from what I've studied and learned, especially if you're watching this because of ascension work and you're a light worker or you're on a spiritual path of sorts, Um, with the ascension, with raising your vibration, you're going to want to eat the lightest things possible. And Dolores Cannon has talked about this. Don't stay away from red meat, heavy meat. Stick more to chicken, fish, lighter meats. If you can, get rid of the meat. It's not even just like the fact that red meat is not healthy. I'm into it too on the spiritual side of it and the ascension side of it, to where I am not interested in eating things that have had emotions, because energy is so literal, and I've talked about this so many times before. Energy is everything. I'm energy. Me talking to you right now is energy. You watching this is energy. Everything's energy. Food most definitely is energy. And if I am eating something that was killed and it was in crisis and fear because it was being killed on some factory farm, then I am literally eating that fear. I am taking on that cow's pain. And years ago, I would have thought that was ridiculous, but when I studied energy and I learned how it's transferred, it made sense. And it's true, because simply, energy cannot be broken. It can only be transferred. Energy can only be transferred. It can't be stopped. If you have an energy flowing, it's gonna go somewhere, but it's not gonna stop. It's just as our souls are infinite energy. Our bodies die and our souls are infinite light. So what does this infinite light need to eat? Apples, kale, spinach, bananas, millet, quinoa, avocados, papaya, almonds. So many things. I love smoothies. Cold pressed juice is amazing. My body, I crave cold pressed juice. I'm actually gonna go have a smoothie when I'm done with this. It's very important to be conscious of what you eat, because it's not just affecting your energy, it's not just affecting your body, it's affecting everything. Your whole energetic vibration, yes, your mood. If somebody is dealing with depression and sadness, the first thing I would ask them is, what are you eating? What does your normal food intake look like? Because I've been that person who's eating nothing but processed sugar and junk food and fast food, and I'm extremely depressed. And then I've been the person who weans off of that slowly, because you can't go plant-based overnight. I learned that the hard way. I tried to eat plant-based after I hadn't incorporated any of it, and I had the worst stomach pain ever. So you want to do this very slowly. So if you're on a fast food diet, frozen food diet, junk food diet, just start incorporating small amounts of plants, fruits, and vegetables into your diet until, before you know, it's almost all plants. You can reverse diabetes. You can reverse illness. This is amazing, everyone. This is medicine. Let thy food be thy medicine. Seriously. After changing up the way I ate, my whole life changed. My frequency on a spiritual level, my consciousness expanded heavily. I was understanding things that I didn't understand prior to changing my diet. I know we call them downloads. I was just receiving information and understanding things and comprehending things like I had never done before. I had way more energy, so many great things. There was really nothing bad for me personally about being plant-based. Now I know not everybody's stomach and body can handle it, but again, even if you're eating meat and your body does better with meat, mine doesn't, then at least try to incorporate some real food in with that. Have a piece of chicken, some potatoes, and some broccoli, and some greens. You just ease your way into it. But if you are eating nothing but junk food, it's not only are you going to be unhealthy, but please understand that all these companies in the food industry is corrupt. Very corrupt. It's not what it once was over 100 years ago. There's it's all factory farming. They're having to wear hazmat suits, spraying pesticides that have been known to cause cancer. It's awful. And I won't even get into why they do that and what they're doing. It's just check out Monsanto. They're like the epitome of food evil. It's awful, okay? But aside from all that, because we're not going to talk about the awful parts, we're going to talk about the good parts. And the good thing is being conscious of what you eat and taking that responsibility and realizing that if you're feeling addiction to these foods, which I'm dealing with it right now actually with the cheese. I'm like craving cheese. They put additives in food to make it addicting. Like, you are not weak, okay? They are doing this to you on purpose. They don't care about you. They just want your stomach. They look at your stomach as money. They just want you to buy their crap. That's what they want. Don't give them that. That actually helped me to quit eating a lot of fast food. Was I realized that they were marketing all this crap to me that wasn't real food, had no nutritional value, and was just, killing me slowly, really. And it pissed me off. So it gave me the inspiration to start eating whole foods, plant-based foods. And I'm not talking about Whole Foods, the supermarket. I'm talking about real foods, grown from the ground. They say eat what your grandparents would have ate. I know that doesn't apply to everyone, but basically, eat real foods. You're gonna feel better all around. Your body, mind, soul. Don't forget, cheese, sugar, processed sugar. Processed sugar has been proven to be more addictive than cocaine. It's addictive. And they add it to stuff. And they give it different names and act like it's not really in the product when it is. They do all sorts of, again, terrible stuff. And that's why it's another great reason to go plant-based, because you're getting natural sugars. I'm not saying cut out all sugar, but I'm saying cut out all processed sugar. Even too much cane sugar. It's sugar. Natural sugar is the way to go. And then once you get to that, you don't want to have too much natural sugar. You want to always eat more greens than anything. You want to always eat more greens than fruit. Like for my smoothies, personally, I love to put a bunch, like all the kale and spinach I can fit into my smoothie maker, my Nutri Ninja. And then I'll put in maybe an apple and some frozen bananas. And you're like, oh God, what's that going to taste like? It's bright green. It tastes like bananas. I don't even taste the spinach, but it's mainly spinach, you see. If it was all banana, I'd be like, whoa, holy sugar. So there's ways to make it work for you and still enjoy the taste. I would love to make more videos about plant-based eating and how much it has benefited my life, how much I absolutely love it. If you told me 10 years ago that I just like eat apples for snacks, I wouldn't even believe you. All that existed to me 10 years ago were frozen pizzas and potato chips. And I have an occasional frozen pizza from time to time, especially since I have been eating cheese. And when I was vegan not long ago, I would still go get vegan pizza from time to time, almond cheese and stuff, or cheese made from almonds, which I love. And I still have potato chips from time to time, but it's all about balance. It's like, yes, I would love to just eat plants and that's it. And maybe I'll get to that point one day. And I mean, I have had like really solid weeks without anything like a potato chip. But when I do eat that kind of stuff, I'm grateful for it and I enjoy it. And the key, I know, is to not beat ourselves up. I know a lot of us have shame around eating. I know that I'm dealing with a lot of that and letting that go. The fluctuating of my weight throughout the years. I've dealt with a lot of negative feelings about that and the way I eat. So we just need to practice self-love when it comes to that, and I will say that since I've been eating more healthy, it's like it's guilt-free and I feel good. As I get a bag of fast food and yeah, it tasted great, but then after I was done, I just felt depressed and like garbage. A, because it wasn't real food, and B, because I knew deep down that I was not serving my greatest good. I wasn't being good to my body or myself. So when I eat plants, I feel awesome. No guilt. I feel good about what I did. I feel like I did something good for myself. So there it is. I hope that helped you. If you have any questions about anything having to do with this topic or anything else, feel free to leave them in the comment section below. Please like, subscribe, all that great stuff. I appreciate you. We'll see you next time. Have a great one.